Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Beyond the Trades Talk Show, where we look at what happens in the lives of construction contractors outside of the trades. All right. If you're new to me, my name is Amelia Smith. I Every single week I have the pleasure of sitting down with an amazing guest who comes here, tells their story, shares their insights, and today is no different. This week we have Tim Howell, who is the owner of Neptune Painting. He's coming right out of Virginia. He specializes in interior painting and fine finishes. Guys, help me welcome Tim Howell to the stage.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited.
Of course, of course. Listen, you have a story. I want to hear it. The people want to hear it. Come on, tell us. How did you get started into painting?
So it started off really just doing like house projects. Growing up, having to paint grandma's house, my mom's house, and stuff like that. And then when I was about 2021, I got the chance to be a helper at this company called the Painter Inc. in my area. And I was there for maybe only 6 months or so, but it was enough for me to learn the basics of it. And then it was about 3 or 4 years after that, I had a friend come to me and showing me Home Advisor for leads because he needed me to help him like just hold a ladder. And I needed something new. I had just lost my job at Walmart and was
Oh
washing
no.
dishes at Ruth's Chris. So I needed something better to happen. And then the opportunity happened and I just grabbed the ball and I ran with it.
Wow,
And that was about 8
21.
years ago now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So, by the way, I'm so sorry you lost your job, but I'm gonna tell you something like for everybody who has lost a job, it's like owning a business, growing that business is kind of like the next best step. And
Yeah,
I keep hearing these amazing stories.
I say that all the time. The biggest blessing, I guess, was losing my job because it made me. I already didn't like working for corporations and under other people, so it gave me that the real opportunity, that fire under me to I need to make my own living my own way versus having somebody tell me, hey, pick up that box over there, right? So
Yeah.
that was a really, I look back and I'm thankful for that moment, even if at the time I was upset about it, because domino effect, right? So I'm
Yeah.
happy for it.
Yeah. Trust me, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
So, when you just got started out, what were some of the challenges that you have? Because you had just lost your job, you're excited. What were some of the challenges, despite the fire that you had? What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome?
Um. So I would say it would really be like financing, right? Like actually the money backing it. I'm lucky enough. I had my mom help me out at the very beginning, and she still helps me here and there, but she was very pivotal at the very beginning. Uh, and I ended up moving back in with her, so that was another struggle of going from not living at
Yeah.
home to living at home, and then also learning how to paint. Right? It
Mm,
Because even though I was a helper, the only I still went into it like, oh, all I need is a brush and a roller, right?
yeah.
And I didn't know anything whatsoever for outside of rolling a wall. I really didn't know how to work a brush or anything like that. But I really had to fake it until I made it, type of thing. I'm talking to customers like, yeah, I'm good at painting, but overall, I really wasn't that good at that time period. I didn't know how to really put on paint. I didn't know really any of the process. So YouTube was a very big role in learning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
YouTube
used
comes
to.
in very handy for a lot of people. And here we are, another YouTube success story. This is amazing.
Yeah, I used to watch the Idaho Painter, and
Ah,
he when I was starting off, his tips were very helpful at learning that started diving in, like just a starting point. You take that and then kind of go deeper into it.
wow. That's amazing. One of
Yeah.
the things that we see often is you open a business, you have a skill, you have some type of knowledge about whatever you're going into business for, and then you realize that, oh crap, I don't know everything. I need somebody to help me. So there you were, like acknowledging that, hey, I'm probably gonna need a mentor, but because you were just starting out, you're like, oh man, I probably don't have the capital right now to even invest in a coach. So,
Well,
YouTube, that's amazing.
then and that's one of the bigger things is out of my immediate friend group, I was the only person that jumped out there and started doing their own thing. So it wasn't like I could, even though I had friends that were in construction, they were always working for big construction companies, so they knew how to do the work, right? But at the end of the day, it's like I was the one that laid down the foundation, I guess you can say, the show the people around me like, hey, I can do it too. I have the skill. I can run with it and everything. So you're like the mentor thing. It was like self mentoring almost, and
Yeah,
but
absolutely. I can see that.
yeah, and then I was lucky enough. My like Sherwin Williams rep hit my first one. Carl, he was really good. He really sat down and talked to me about a lot of stuff. I could pick up the phone and call him, and he would answer or give me a call right back. And he got me into the mix of other people that would teach me stuff too.
That's amazing. I love it. You're a big action taker. I love it.
A
You're a
risk
big action
taker for
taker.
real.
Yeah, because if you
Yeah.
could just, get up and take what you learn from YouTube and figure it out along the way, listen, that's what the 2% are willing to do, or maybe even the 1% are willing to do. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's
I know that you don't believe in God. So tell me what it is that you believe. Tell me some more about that.
yeah, so growing I never really was I never grew up in a religious household. It was more secular or agnostic type of household. I did go to church with friends during like middle school, but it was never really, it was like I'm with my friends. It wasn't like, oh, I'm there for church or God or the word or anything like that. Uh so but it would probably be within like the last 4 or 5 years I really got more spiritual. So the what I really believe is more energy.
Mm,
Because energy can't be made or destroyed. It can
destroyed.
only be, dispersed, right? So
Hmm.
that's really what I really believe in is like meditation, mindfulness, visualization, manifestation, and all, your words are powerful type of ordeal.
So that is very interesting, Tim. I want to hear more. Like, how does it work for you? Because I don't believe in a God. So I don't know how it works for you on your end where you believe in energies and meditation and manifestation. How does that work for you? What does it look like? Do you have like a routine every day that you do? Do you like when you're stressed? Do you journal? Like I'm not sure exactly how it works. Tell me some more about that.
So as time's gone on, I haven't done like the same strict routine. Uh, but I kind of, if the day's getting stressful, it just really, it's something that a lot of people do, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
just being mindful. So I'll close my eyes, try to shut off a sensory, and just take a deep breath and feel the breath from entry to my lungs, to my stomach, all the way back up to the exhale, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but really, my routine sometimes starts with I'll wake up and I'll just meditate. So I'll get in, sit down on my meditation pillow, cross my legs, and then just focus on my breath until I really have no clear thoughts. Uh,
Mm.
Not clear thoughts, but no thoughts at all. So it's a blank slate, and then I'll try and stay in that position for a while. And when it feels right, I'll try to visualize what I want to accomplish either in the short run or the long run at the same time, right? So, uh, and I'll journal sometimes. I'll write stuff down, like a almost like a vision, like not really a vision board because those I don't think those work for me as much because I don't go out my way to look at them. Uh, but like a list, and I might write that list down several times because
Mm.
I believe everything it comes from your subconscious mind. So whatever is in your embedded in your subconscious mind, it projects out to the external, right? So
Yeah.
it's about embedding the change and what you want and your desires into your subconscious. So then the internal reflects the external.
Wow, that's very interesting. So, how do you think this belief that you have, how do you think it has impacted the way you make decisions?
That's a good question. I never really. I guess it allows me to be less emotional with my decisions, right?
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody still falls into the trap of emotions and feelings. We're human, so it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. But it allows me to take a step back and reflect on what how it would affect not just me but other people as well, right? So, or
Yeah.
even if I make a mistake, it's easy to point out the other person's flaw, but it allows me to be self-aware within myself. So sometimes
Ah.
like it could be something that somebody would see and they uh no, it wasn't your fault, it was their fault. And it's like, no, it to an extent it was my fault. A problem only arises with two people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't really have a problem by yourself per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just
I
allows
understand.
me to be a little bit more rational and clear with my decision making.
Absolutely. I agree that the way we believe, what we believe, and how we interact with what we believe definitely it affects our relationships. So, as it relates to relationships, are you married? Do you have kids? Like, how do
Oh,
you, with growing a business, how do you manage to maintain the relationship with a partner, with kids, if you have?
so I'm not I'm single right now, but I have a 7-year-old son, and me and his mother are on great terms. Uh, as far as romantic relationships, I really haven't pursued any of those because I feel like I need to be in a certain place before I can start diverting attention from my business, right?
Yeah,
I
I
can't go
understand.
100% in my business and then 100% in a relationship, right? It's not those are two strong energies I need to, and I don't have that I don't have that much energy.
I hear you. I hear you. So, how do you balance the time that you have to spend with your son and with work? How do you do that?
So my son he lives in a different state than me, but I get
Oh,
him
okay.
every other weekend, and then every 3 months I get him
Even
for a
though
whole
he's in
week.
another state,
Yeah,
you
he
still.
lives like 4 hours away, and me and his mom meet halfway.
Oh, oh,
So
that's
it's
not too
not
bad then.
yeah, it's a 2 hour drive every other Friday or something like that.
Okay,
Uh,
that's not bad.
and then I try to play the game with him every night. It's been harder since
The
I started
game.
going back to school. Yeah,
Which
video
game is
game,
that?
Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Okay.
uh, it's gotten kind of harder to do that because of school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my classes, I've had night classes, so I can't, if it's usually 7 o'clock, I can't play 7 o'clock because I have to sit in a
Yeah,
chair for 2 hours.
I understand.
uh,
And putting in the
but
work now with
I about
with what you're trying to achieve with school and with your business, that will definitely put you in a better position in the future where you could actually spend more
you
time with them.
you're starting to break up.
I'm sorry. I was saying that doing what you're doing now in terms of putting everything in place with your business and going to school, getting that sorted out and out of the way, that will put you in a better position to spend more time with him, in the future.
Yeah, that's the goal in the long run is to eventually step back and really do, I guess, like a passion project where I don't necessarily need to put all my attention into the labor aspect and I can go do something else. It's not like I don't want to paint, but everybody has that side thing they wish that they could also,
Yeah.
also do and make money and then, have it all going on at once. So that's the long run. As far as relationship with my friends, we're all older and doing our own things or have family, so it's not too hard to juggle. I might go to the gym with them sometimes, or just pick up the phone, talk to them for a few hours, especially at work because I work by myself. So I can just put a headphone in. Customers might not be at home, and I can just have conversations with them. It's everybody's
Yeah.
interconnected either through social media or a phone. Uh, and so I don't feel like I really have a problem juggling any of my personal relationships, whether it's family or friends.
That's awesome. I'm excited to hear that. That is really good because some people think that they have to sacrifice like a part of their life in order to make the other side that they want work. Because you have people
Yeah,
who they don't have a friends, they don't have people that they can like say, this is my friend, this is, and the relationships suffer just because they want to grow something, just because they're interested in something that the friend may not necessarily be interested in. So this is amazing that you found a way to make it work, not just with your son, but also with your friends. That's awesome. I hear you said
yeah.
that you go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. All my immediate circle of friends, we all share a lot of things in common, and may not necessarily be the same goal, but like I have two or three friends that do some form of construction, whether it's painting or carpentry or flooring or something like that. And then, I got a friend that goes to the gym all the time, and I go to the gym a lot. And then I got another friend that's into, like comic books and anime, and that's what I'm into. And, we all have something more in common than just lounging around, right?
Yeah. So let me ask you something. DC or Marvel?
Marvel movies, but DC everything else. The Marvel movies are way better than DC movies.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Superman or Batman?
Batman. Batman all day.
All day, every day.
Yeah, Batman. He's a bad man, I tell you
Absolutely.
that much.
I love that guy.
Don't steal anything in Gotham. Don't steal anything in Gotham.
Listen, he's gonna come get you.
Yeah, don't even
My
jaywalk. You
favorite
might have a
vigilante.
broken leg.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because he's not using any guns.
Yeah, and he's not going to kill you either. He's going to break your leg
No.
and put you in prison.
So you're gonna sit and think about it for the rest of your life. Oh my goodness. So you said that you go to the gym very often. How often are we talking about? Like
Oh,
5 days, 6 days, almost every
I go
day?
almost every day. Yeah, at
Oh my
five
goodness,
o'clock
you're
in the morning.
serious. You're
Yeah,
serious.
yeah. I take my health very serious. For food is probably the hardest thing for me, but I don't smoke anymore. I rarely drink, and I exercise. Um, because health is wealth. I can't make wealth
Yeah,
without my health, right? So, uh,
absolutely. You could always make
and
more
at
money,
one
but the
point,
health.
yeah, once that goes, it doesn't come back, right?
Yeah.
Because at one point in time, I had a beer belly, and I don't even drink beer, so
Oh
I had
man.
to I had to really turn it around, especially with my son. I wanted to be able to interact with him versus bending over, tying my shoe, and I'm out of breath,
Yeah,
right? So that
I
was
understand.
one of my biggest motivators besides just health was I need to be able to, be around him so he can enjoy his father just like I can
Yeah,
enjoy my son, right? So
I love that.
versus being out of shape.
I love that. That's amazing. So, do you get enough sleep? Because you're playing Fortnite, you're going to the gym at 5 o'clock, you're working, you're going to school. Like, how much sleep do you even get?
I aim for 6 hours.
Six
That's
hours.
my goal. Yeah, yeah, 6 hours. I
So
go to
that means
sleep
you're doing
around,
less.
huh?
That means you're doing less. If that's your goal, that means you're doing less.
Not six. I go to sleep at like 9:30, and I try to wake up at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, so I can get to the gym by
3:30.
5 o'clock.
Oh my
Get up,
gosh.
yeah. And I might read when I wake up. That's another thing
Hmm.
that's in my routine that kind of keeps me grounded. I might read or
Yeah.
do a word search or like Sudoku or something like that, just to get the
Ooh.
mind,
Yeah,
moving.
active. Mm-hmm. I love it. Sometimes I do word puzzles, but I'm never good at
Yeah,
Sudoku. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I could never. But I do word searches, and sometimes
I've
I do
gotten
get up
pretty good
early and
at
read.
it.
You're pretty good at Sudoku.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
do. Yeah, I can't
I'm not
do
so good.
crossword puzzles. I can't do that. It's because it'll be like a 4 letter word, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this word, and then you do the other ones, and you're like, I don't know what the 4 letter word is. I got it wrong.
I feel you,
And it's
but
like you
I do
write it
that in my
down,
spare
and you're like,
time.
I've never seen this word.
So a lot of times you
Yeah,
learn stuff when you're playing those things. You're like, what? What is this? Is this even a
yeah,
word?
yeah, and but word searches and Sudoku really get my brain going a little bit more. Uh, and then reading, I might read like for
Yeah,
10 minutes, just the
yeah,
same thing, just to get it going.
yeah. That's awesome. I don't read as much as I used to read, but I still listen to the audiobooks because I'm always on the go
I was,
now. I just listen to
I
the
was about to
audiobooks.
say
So
the same thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
so I'll
matter of fact,
just.
I ended up buying books, and then I'll just find the audio book on YouTube to listen to.
Oh, I do that too. Like every book that
Yeah,
I
you
find
you waste,
to listen to, I buy it and I put it on my bookshelf.
and then you can say, yeah, I read it. And,
More like listen to it.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
listen to it at
I
two
do
times
that.
speed.
Yes, I do that too. Baby, you can't sit right here, buddy. You can't sit right here. You can't sit right here. All right. So let's bring it back a little bit to business. What is the most fulfilling part of what you do?
The most fulfilling part is seeing the change. I always tell people that that's the biggest gratification. If I didn't need money to survive, that's what I would be doing it for. Is just seeing the change, whether it's turning like a dingy kitchen, doing the cabinets, making the cabinets look factory new with a new finish and then new painted walls, or doing, removing texture and making something smooth, or, just bringing it up. I've done a lot of houses in my area. A lot of the houses were built like 60, 70 years ago at this point in time. So a
Wow.
lot of them have been stuck in that 60s, 70s, 80 time period, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and and then you see a lot of different houses too, you know, like because there's a lot of historic houses in my area where the houses might have been built in the 1800s.
Wow.
Type of, I'm not going to say historic because that's a totally different thing, but the older style houses, like
Yeah.
almost Victorian era style houses,
Yeah.
and seeing the change is really it. That's really kind of what I do it for, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The transformation. I feel
Yeah.
like everybody loves the transformation. Same thing with me. I love seeing the transformation, especially when you have like you take a before and an after. You're like, oh my gosh, look at it.
Yeah, I
So
need
yeah,
to get
the
better at
transformation
doing
is
that.
so satisfying.
Yeah,
But
I need to get better at doing that. I need to get better at taking the before and after in the same exact spot. So,
yeah,
uh, you know, it can be a good transition when I post it online.
absolutely, absolutely. And then you too, like you experience all of that gratification. Like you get all the emotions, you feel all the energies coming from what this looked like and to where it's at right now. Like you feel the transformation.
Yeah, yeah. One paint and color is a very crazy thing to deal with. Because I've been painting in a house before where it might feel warm in the house, and then I'll put a new color on. The temperature won't change, but it feels cooler and it feels fresher. Of course it would feel fresher, but then it feels cooler, and you're
Yeah,
looking at the thermostat and it's actually warmer, but it feels colder, right? So
yeah,
it's it I think that fascinates me more than gives me satisfaction. It's just how paint and color works. I'll sit there and I'll like study paint itself just to because it's fascinating to me.
yeah. I agree with you because my office furniture is white and gold. I have a black futon just for the color scheme. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I changed it to white and gold, I had like the traditional cherry color furniture. And to be honest, it was. To be honest, that furniture color, I don't know if it was the furniture alone or if it was a combination with the color, but it felt heavy in the office. And the only two things that were that color were the bookshelf and the desk. And as soon as I moved them
Yeah,
out and I put in white and gold, everything just feels. I mean, I ended up changing the chair too, but everything started to feel different. It felt lighter, it felt brighter. And that's when I was like, I need to even have white curtains because
yeah,
it definitely
that's the
feels,
thing.
yeah, it definitely felt
Yeah,
a lot lighter. It felt more like me. It didn't feel heavy and bogged down. Like every day I went into the office, it felt so as if I'm ready to slay the day. Mommy. Yes, buddy.
yeah, it felt.
I'm on a call, buddy. Go, 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 go. Go watch Paw Patrol. Yeah.
it
So
makes it feel more inviting.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that. So tell me, what are some of the next things that you have in terms of vision for the company and what you're doing next?
So as of as of right now, I plan on trying to not even try to, but I'm working on upgrading my contractor's license, so I can eventually start landing more. I want to go for government jobs, um, and expand into lead removal and historic restorations. Uh, but I need that bigger license so I can get these bigger jobs, and then I can turn around and get more people. My overall goal is to have at least two teams of people, right? Like about six, between 6 and 8 people is like my idea of how many people I want, so I could put 3 to 4 on two different sites, right? I
Yeah.
don't want to be this grand business. I want to be a business where people know I'm known for quality and not the quantity of people or how fast the job might get done.
Hmm. That's awesome. Everybody loves quality control.
Yeah.
And that's where the personal touches come in. You know, you want to insert yourself into every area. But yeah, everybody loves that
Yeah.
quality control.
Yeah.
So, one last thing before we wrap up. If you had one thing to say to somebody who is just starting out, fresh out of the I don't know, trade school, fresh out of high school, college, what would you say to them if they're getting ready to start their own painting business?
Oh, that's a
Something
learn
in
how to
which
talk to people. Learn how to
ah,
talk to people. That's the biggest thing, and don't wear your emotions on your face. Like even if a customer is annoying you, don't let it. You might keep the same tone, but your eyes tell everything. So you might be frustrated with them and speaking the same, but the customer knows that you're
yeah,
frustrated with them. Make sure the fluctuations of your tones and everything. That would be my biggest thing if you're going in business. And then as a painter yourself, learn how to paint. Don't be a hack painter. Learn how to paint.
yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate you so much for coming on here and also for being patient with my little visitor tonight. Thank
Oh
you
no,
so
you're
much.
fine. You're completely fine.
Thank
I
you
know
so
we came on like 30 minutes earlier, so you
yeah,
know I I already know, and I know how it is when you have a young one.
yeah.
So,
Plus it's Saturday night.
oh, it is Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Saturday night.
Look at that. I don't
Yeah.
even know what day it is.
So thank you so much. How can people find you? They're in the Virginia area. They want their houses to be paid, office space, whatever it is. How can people find you?
Yeah, so on Facebook it's Neptune Painting, and on Instagram it's the Neptune Painting Company Co. Uh yeah, the Neptune Painting Co.
All
That's the
right.
Instagram.
Anything else you want to share in terms of contact information?
If you're in the area and you need an estimate, you can reach out to me at 757-288-2040. Ask for Tim and I'll come out, give you a free estimate, offer color consultation, and walk you through the process.
All right, guys. This is Tim. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like
Thank
to
you
be
for
featured
having
as
me.
one of our guests on the Beyond the Trades Talk show, please send me a DM on Facebook, or you can literally go to the Beyond the Trades Talk show Facebook page and hit contact us, and you'll get connected directly with me, and we can chat about you coming onto the show. Other than that, thank you so much again for tuning in and watch out for the next episode.